The beauty of New York is that it's a shithole and it doesn't do you any favors and you have to fight for everything you want. So, it doesn't make life comfortable, but it is what it is.
We've got a special one for you guys today. Actually here in Brooklyn, New York to check out Jane Motorcycles. Let's go see what it's all about in this coffee shop slash bike shop slash heaven in New York City.
Jane has been at the forefront of Moto Cafe culture since 2013, though not by design, as you'll find out later. It's a heady mix of bikes for sale, high-quality apparel, and coffee, but at its core, it's more than that. It's a haven for riders to find some scraps of moto culture here in NYC.
When does it get busiest here?
Saturdays and Sundays, mostly in the morning. We have a lot of regulars that come in every morning, especially ones that live around here and work around here because we have the best prices in the area. Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Before spending some time with Jane's founder, Alex, I of course had to get some coffee and pick up a couple awesome shirts. I've since ordered a couple more online as well. The clothing is exceptional, unique and locally produced. Now let's have that chat with Alex.
My name's Alex. I've been the owner of Jane Motorcycles for 11 years.
So tell me a little bit about Jane, how it started and all that kind of stuff.
13 years ago, somebody asked me if I could do anything, what would I want to do? And I said motorcycles and clothing. We've been in business for 11 years, and this is what you get.
What's the appeal with, motorcycles and coffee? And there's a couple places like this around the world, and you guys are absolutely...
So when we opened, I didn't know about any other places that had coffee in a retail space. I put coffee here because I grew up hanging out in motorcycle shops. Motorcycle people like to hang out in motorcycle shops. Motorcycle shop owners don't really want people hanging out there all day long because it doesn't do anything for their business. When I opened this place, I wanted people to hang out here, so I built it. I built the cafe as part, just a place to hang out.
Has the bike scene changed since you started in NYC in Brooklyn, to now? Or tell me a little bit about the bike scene here and what makes it special.
New York City doesn't have any real motorcycle scene. It's never found its way with motorcycles so much.
Meaning you're at the forefront of it, really?
No, meaning I have a weird way of building nostalgia for things that don't necessarily exist. And I grew up in the city. I like all the things that New York has to offer as far as culture and everything else is concerned, but I also like what the rest of the world has to offer when it comes to motorsports and cars and bikes and things like that. New York City's not a place that wants you to ride a motorcycle. They don't want you to drive a car. They don't want you to ride a jet ski. They don't want you to do any of this stuff. They want you to pay for restaurants and go to nightclubs. But I usually go against the grain, and I've always loved motorsports, so.
What do you hope people get when they come here? Is a sense of community, just an experience? What are you trying to put out there?
To be perfectly honest, I don't really care.
You're doing it for you.
I do everything here for myself. This is where my kids hang out. This is where my friends hang out. I want my employees to want to work here. I want to make things that I can take pride in. And I want to come to this. I'm not going to say I want to come to work. It's not work.
It's just life.
It's an extension of work.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. When did you first ride your first bike?
Probably when I was 7 or 8.
Oh yeah?
Something like that, yeah.
Off-road stuff or
Yeah, like a Honda Z50.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal bike? They're all kind of personal, but is there one that you claim as your personal?
Honestly, that Stark isn't necessarily my personal bike. It still belongs to Stark, but it's my bike that I ride.
What's your favorite bike in the shop right now?
Each one of them, every one of these bikes has its place. There's, that was the iconic adventure bike.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out in a second.
That was a bike that I had when I was 18. That I built when we first opened the store. That one is just cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked for Ducati when that bike came out, and it's
Ducati New York?
no, Ducati Miami.
Oh, okay.
And that bike, when it first came out, got no love, and then all of a sudden took off, and now it's, you know. So each bike in here has its place.
How do you curate bikes? Is it just something that you get excited about? How do you pick your next one?
That's it. You just start to feel a certain way. It's same thing with clothing, with everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I start wanting a rally car. Well, and I buy a rally car, and then I build a rally car. I want a big truck. I buy a truck. You know, like.
That's cool.
Not really sure where it starts. It's you know, it's culmination of living in New York, and then like what I see on a day to day. Miserable out there. Thanks, sir. Amazing. You too, buddy. My frying pan.
Do you have any plans for the shop? You want to expand? You want to make another location? Is there something you kind of like a big boy dreams kind of thing, or you just love life? This is perfect.
Yep.
Everything's.
If I can pay my bills and feed my kids, and make cool shit, that's all I care about.
Is there anything that you wish New York had about bikes that maybe it could have that it doesn't?
New York has nothing about bikes.
So what's the low hanging fruit?
Nothing. It's
impossible?
the beauty of New York is that it's a shithole, and it doesn't do you any favors, and you have to fight for everything you want. So. Doesn't make life comfortable, but it is what it is. And if you think that New York would change in any way, you're sadly wrong.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. So that's it for checking out Jane Motorcycles. If you guys are in Brooklyn, you owe it to yourselves to come down here and check it out.